The whirring of my sanitation drone filled the air, a constant drone like my own thoughts, always working, always cleaning. Sector 7 was gleaming, as always. Uniform, sterile, impersonal, it mirrored the lives of its citizens. Efficient, well-ordered, utterly devoid of joy. I glanced at the chip datapad, hidden beneath my work uniform, its screen displaying a faded photograph of a bustling marketplace, a riot of colors, overflowing stalls, people laughing, haggling, connected. It was a glimpse from a forbidden archive, a record of a hedonistic past deemed chaotic, and anathema to our society. Dreaming of the dirt again, Kieran. Elara, my childhood friend, stood beside me, her data analyzer humming. Her smile was practiced, her eyes filled with a bland trust in the system I desperately questioned. I shrugged, wiping grime from the smooth synthetic pavement. That night, the dream came again, screaming vivid and real, the marketplace alive and pulsing. A street performer juggling flaming objects, children shrieking with laughter, the smell of spices and grilled meat filling the air. When I woke, sweat clinging to my skin, the scent of Sector 7's sanitized air felt oppressive. My heart hammered with the residue of a joy I couldn't express, an anger at the emptiness of my own life. Kieran, you know the council, warns against dwelling on the past, Elara said over a bland nutrient-paced dinner. Our current way is secure, efficient, ordered. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with remembering, I muttered, pushing my food around my plate. Supervisor Thorne, a tall, gaunt man with eyes like chips of ice, found me staring at the chip datapad. Emotional contamination, he growled, snatching it from me. Your work must be objective, sterile. Those memories, they are dangerous, disruptive to the order we've built. He shoved the datapad back into my pocket, his gaze chilling. Any further lapses in judgment will have consequences. Turning away from the harshness of his gaze, I saw it, a discarded helmet, tossed carelessly in the recycling bin. I picked it up, a memento from a time when people wore masks, for art, for protection. Why had they abandoned it? A wave of yearning, of anger, surged through me. I needed to break free from this suffocating order, even if it meant destruction. It started small, leaving a coffee cup behind, a discarded recycling unit, slowing down my assigned cleaning route by a few seconds. The acts, insignificant on their own, gnawed at me until I knew they were not enough. I needed more, something bolder, something to truly shake the foundations of this sterile world. Later that night, the temptation was too powerful. I found a hidden cache of forgotten objects, a dusty record player, a brittle book of poetry. Holding them felt like carrying fragments of a lost soul. With trembling hands I placed them in the recycling bin, watching as the machinery whirred to life, its jaws closing over the remnants of a forgotten world. The next day, Supervisor Thorne was glaring at me, his face contorted with barely suppressed fury. He wasn't the only one watching me. I felt it, a flicker of understanding in another worker's eyes, a hesitant smile from a bystander. He caught me staring at the chip datapad again, his voice edged with menace. "You're a plague on this sector, Kieran," he growled. "You will face the consequences of your actions." Before he could move, a ripple spread through the sanitation workers. A fellow worker discarded a metallic container into the bin, but not in its designated slot. A young woman paused as if caught in a sudden indecision. Then another, and another. They saw the possibilities, the faint outlines of a world where order didn't have to be absolute. And I knew, with a chilling certainty, that I had planted the seed of doubt. Supervisor Thorne stood dumbfounded as the carefully constructed order of Sector 7 crumbled around him. The chaos was hesitant at first, like a ripple in a still pond, but it began to grow, spreading faster than I'd imagined. They arrested me that day. They did not need to explain why. My act of defiance, my quiet rebellion, had become a spark, an echo of something more profound. As they led me away, someone shouted from the gathering crowd, "He was right. Something's better than nothing." I looked back at the escalating chaos, a bittersweet smile twisting my lips. The system would try to repair itself, to tighten its grip. But the seed was sown. They couldn't undo the memories. They couldn't erase the dreams. I had opened a crack in their perfect world, and through that crack a light was beginning to shine, and though they slammed the door shut, a faint echo of colour lingered in air.